It's time to call public service subcommittee to order. I'm so glad you all are here today. This is our final calendar. We hope so. First of all, I will ask the members, do you have any personal, please sign in first. We need to sign in and then make sure you're signed in. And then do we have any personal orders? Okay. Representative McCalman.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady and members of the committee. And I have my nephew sitting here in the audience. He's in the Army. We've got Private First Class Michael Porter here visiting. Got to see how Tennessee state government works. So if you'd please make him feel welcome.
Welcome. And Representative Langford.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a job shadow with me today, Mr. Hayden Howell from Stewart County. Just ask you make him feel welcome.
There he is. Clerk, everybody signed in. Oh, Salinas, I'm sorry. I didn't look that way.
No worries. I would like to welcome Leadership Chattanooga and Dylan Rivera, who's with us here today.
Okay. Clerk, please take the roll. Please announce the roll.
Madam Chair, you have 5 members present. You have a quorum.
Thank you. We have a little, I think the only thing that's been taken off notice that we want to make a note of is item number 6, which is House Bill 954. It's been taken off notice. First up, is Chairman Moon. I have to find your number. I think you're in the back somewhere. Which is item number 10, and it's House Bill 1659 by Representative Moon. Do we have a motion and a second? Yes, okay. There is an amendment filed. Representative, could you give us that drafting code?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair Lady. It's amendment code 014365.
Yes. We've got a motion and a second. If there's no objections, we're going to go ahead and put this amendment on the bill. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. Aye. Ayes have it, and the amendment is on the bill, and you're recognized to explain your bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady and members. The amendment does one thing. It does not rewrite the bill. It deletes section 2. I was here with you last week to handle confidentiality of applications for employment. And what this bill does in section 1, it keeps the home addresses of candidates nominated for certain judicial offices confidential, while still allowing the information to be collected for filing purposes. It protects the privacy and safety of the individuals running for positions like judge, chancellor, district attorney, and public defender. And that's what section 1 does.
Okay, members, you've heard the explanation. Do you have any questions? Questions been called. We're ready to vote. Madam Clerk, would you please open the board for voting? All in favor, please signify by voting aye. Those opposed, no. Madam Clerk, would you take the vote?
Madam Chair, you have 5 ayes and 0 noes.
Your bill moves on to full committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
the accommodation.
Thank you. We're back to item number 1, but I don't see Representative Scarborough. So we'll move this one to the Hill. And next up, we have item number 2, which is House Bill 144 by House Resolution. I'm not used to seeing that. As 144 by Representative Johnson. Do we have a second? I'm sorry, but your bill fails for lack of a second.
I hope the world's largest human trafficking ring.
Thank you, thank you, Representative Johnson. Item number 3 is HJR 133 by Representative Salinas. Do we have a motion and a second? Do we have a second? Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. I don't
Oh,
think.
motion. I thought you heard.
Hey, you got a motion. We're just waiting on a second. Do we have a second? We don't have a second. Your bill fails for lack of a second. Next up, we have item number 4, which is House Bill 2476 by Representative Langford. Do we have a second? Are there any amendments filed? No, there are amendments filed. Please give us your drafting code. It looks like I have 2 to consider.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's 016222.
That's the one you want.
Motion on the
Okay.
amendment.
Motion has been made. Do we have a second on this amendment? A second on the amendment? Do we have a second? Yes. If there's no objections, we'll go ahead and put this amendment on the bill and get it properly before. So everybody in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The amendments on the bill, Representative Langford, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a transparency and accountability measure focused on proxy advisor firms that influence voting decisions for local government pension plans in Tennessee. The proxy advisor firms are third-party entities that provide recommendations on how pension plans should vote on shareholder proposals. The recommendations can have significant impacts on how public retirement assets are managed, but there's currently limited transparency around those recommendations. This legislation would address that by requiring proxy firms to provide written financial analysis when their recommendation differs from company management, ensuring that those recommendations are grounded in financial considerations. It also prohibits the firms from providing advice where conflicts of interest exist. Importantly, this amendment narrows the bill only to apply to defined benefit pension plans operated by cities and counties and political subdivisions of Tennessee, removes state-level investment programs, and the Treasurer's Office is neutral on this bill.
You've heard the explanation. Do we have any questions on this bill? If not, we'll be ready to vote. Madam Clerk, would you please open the board for voting? All in favor, please signify by voting yes, and all opposed, no. Be good if I voted. Go ahead and announce before I do.
Madam Chair, you have 4 ayes and 1 present not voting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The ayes have it, and your bill moves on to full committee. Next, we're going. Oh, yeah, we're going back to 1. Okay, yeah. Going back to item number 1, which is House Bill 2405 by Representative Scarborough. Do we have a motion and a second? We do. There is an amendment filed. Representative, would you give us that drafting code?
I will. It's 015740.
We have a motion and a second on the amendment. If there's no objections, we'll go ahead and put this amendment on the bill and get it in proper order. All in favor of putting this amendment on the bill, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the amendment goes on the bill, and you're recognized to explain your bill.
This bill was brought to us by our friends at Tennessee Association of Chiefs of Police and proposed by our police chief friend in Laverne PD. 2405 addressed the situation that unfortunately occurs in law enforcement when an officer suffers catastrophic injury in the line of duty. When that happens, the officer's life changes permanently, and in some cases, the officer can no longer continue working, which means the officer and their families may also lose their employer-provided health insurance coverage at the exact moment when they need it the most. This legislation ensures that when an officer is catastrophically injured, protecting the public, their health insurance coverage, and their families does not immediately disappear. We currently have a similar program for officers who are killed in the line of duty, and this bill expands it to those who are catastrophically injured. With that, I'll stand by for questions.
Do we have any questions for our sponsor? Seeing. I apologize. Representative Salinas?
Yeah, can you describe kind of more in detail how the coverage is extended? Because I see COBRA in here and it's multiple ways. It seems.
Well, The coverage can continue up to 2 years after the officer separates from service due to the injury. And the insured officer and their families have health insurance stability during that difficult transition period. The legislation applies to both state and local law enforcement officers. And for local agencies, the political subdivision may continue healthcare coverage for the injured officer and the family, and the state reimburses the local government for the employer's share of the healthcare insurance premium. This ensures local governments not financially penalized for supporting officers in the line of duty.
You're recognized.
So are the premiums, for example, if they do COBRA, which under federal law, I think it's 16 months, if I remember correctly, or 18 months, one of the two, then the employer would cover the rest to get them up to 2 years. Is that what? From the state.
You're recognized, but
Okay.
go ahead. Is that all your questions? Any more questions, Representative Salinas?
No.
Okay. Okay, any more questions from anyone? Are we ready to vote? Madam Clerk, please open the board for voting. All in favor, please vote aye. Those opposed, no. Has everyone voted? Does anyone want to change their vote? If not, Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
Madam Chair, you have 5 ayes and 0 noes.
The ayes have it, and your bill moves on to full committee. You're recognized, Chairman Eldridge.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just like to recognize the folks here with law enforcement today. We're glad you're here. Number 5.
That takes us to item number 5, which is House Bill 1640 by Representative Eldridge. We have a motion. We have a second. There is an amendment. Representative, would you please give us that drafting code?
Yes, Madam Chair. The drafting code is 015781.
Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. If there's no objections, we'll go ahead and put this amendment on the bill. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Amendments on the bill, and you're recognized to explain your bill.
Okay, this is an administration bill. The bill amends Tennessee Code 10-7-504 dealing with confidentiality to protect states' critical infrastructure and related homeland security information from public inspection or disclosure. The records that will be kept confidential include the following: records identifying critical infrastructure and threats or attacks against critical infrastructure. Threat information related to terrorism, targeted violence, sabotage, or foreign adversary activity. Sensitivity information received from federal, state, local, and private sector partners. Records regarding threats against the vulnerabilities of public officials. This bill is designed to ensure that critical infrastructure and homeland security information voluntarily shared with by public and private sector stakeholders or collected in the course of official duties by the Office of Homeland Security will be protected from public inspection or disclosure. And that is the bill.
Do we have any questions for our sponsor? Seeing none, we're ready to vote. Madam Clerk, please open the board for voting. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. Has everyone voted? Does anyone want to change their vote? If not, Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
Madam Chair, you have 4 ayes and 1 no.
Your bill moves on to full committee. Next up, we have item number 7, House Bill 1862 by Representative Brooks. We have a motion. We have a second. There are no amendments filed, so Representative, you're recognized to explain your bill.
Okay, sorry, just walked in. Thank you, Madam Chairman and committee. This bill would make elected officials personally identifying information held by governmental agency confidential. Some examples of personal identifying information are home and personal cell phone numbers, address, social security numbers, bank account information. This bill requires the personally identifying information to be redacted, wherever possible, and would not be used to deny access to otherwise public information. And lastly, this would not limit access to some information by law enforcement agencies, courts, or other governmental agencies. With that, Mr. Chairman, I ask for a favorable vote.
Thank you for
Sorry.
that explanation. Do we have any questions for our sponsor today? You got lucky. I don't have any questions today. We have one. We always have one. Go ahead, Representative McCalvin.
Thank you, Madam Chair and sponsor. Thank you for bringing this bill. I do think that is good. A good bill as somebody who did receive death threats a few years back, and knowing that my personal information was accessible, it did put some stress on my family and to my wife while I was up here, and she was at home. So thank you for bringing this bill. It's a good bill.
Thank you so much.
We have another question, and this is from Chairman Eldridge.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move previous question.
Move previous question. We're ready to vote. Madam Clerk, please open the board for voting. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Does anyone want to change their vote? If not, Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
Madam Chair, you have 5 ayes and 0 noes.
The ayes have it, and your bill moves on to full committee. Next up is item number 8, which is House Bill 2462 by Representative Pearson. Oh, yes, Representative.
I've moved this bill to the first available calendar in 2027.
We have a motion and a second. So there is an objection, but we're going to go ahead and put this motion on the board. So, Madam Clerk, please open the board for voting. All in favor of moving this legislation to the first calendar of 2027, please vote aye. Those opposed, no. Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
Madam Chair, you have 4 ayes and 1 no.
The ayes have it. This piece of legislation goes on the first calendar of 2027. Next up, we have item number 9, which is House Bill 2055 by Representative Reeves. Motion and a second. There is an amendment filed. Representative, would you give us that drafting code?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I've got 15889.
That's correct. We have a motion and a second on this amendment. We have a motion. We have a second. All those in favor of, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the amendment goes on the bill. And you're now recognized to explain your bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So House Bill 2055 simply brings Tennessee's state and local government insurance plans consistent with the policy direction we've already adopted this session on TennCare, on coverage to gender transition procedures. It defines those procedures exactly the same way and draws a bright line and says that taxpayer-funded plans should not cover treatments intended to alter an individual's sex to treat gender dysphoria. And at the same time, the bill explicitly preserves coverage for legitimate medical needs such as congenital defects, precocious puberty, or physical injury. And it's a consistency bill. And with that, I stand for questions.
Do we have any questions for our sponsor? Yes, Representative Salinas.
Do you have a medical degree?
Recognized.
I have a law degree, ma'am.
You're recognized.
Well, I think we should trust the professionals and the doctors and not dictate what their patients, what care they see fit for their patients, regardless of whether they're getting their insurance through TennCare or a private provider. I don't want to be a politician that decides people. That's, to me, government overreach if we're telling doctors what they can and can't do. So I think this bill is overreaching.
You're recognized.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate the comment and would just say that I'm bringing this consistent with other areas of the law that we have adopted this session. So thank you.
We have a question from Representative McCalman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And sponsor, where I'm reading this, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see anywhere in the description of this bill that speaks to anything regarding doctors. It just says that TennCare is not going to cover this, correct?
You're recognized.
That is correct, sir.
You have another question from from Representative
Thank you,
McCall.
Madam Chair. And thank you, sponsor, for that clarification.
Do I have any more? Oh, I have another question from Chairman Eldridge.
Question on the bill.
Question's been called. We're ready to vote. Madam Clerk, please open the board for voting. All in favor, please signify by voting aye. Those opposed, no. Has everybody voted? Does anybody want to change their vote? If not, Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
Madam Chair, you have 4 ayes and 1 no.
The ayes have it. Your bill moves on to full committee. I don't have to. Okay, correct. I don't have to take that one. That completes our calendar for today, or for this year. And I want to take a few minutes of personal privilege. And I just want to take a few minutes of personal privilege to thank those that surround me and help me do this job and make me look good on a weekly basis. I couldn't do this job without them. I appreciate them so much. And first of all, I would like to thank my assistant, Kim Summers. Next, our clerk, Ava Lawson. Our attorney, Matt Mundy. My analyst, Nathan Witt. The library and archive staff, Greg Yates, and our Sergeant of Arms, Reuben Sanders. We have it. You're Reuben today. But we appreciate everybody that helps us out, or I appreciate everybody that helps me on this committee. So this concludes our final calendar. If there's no objections and this committee will object, we have an objection. Yes, Representative.
Cancel. Are we going to take up the second calendar?
No.
That's just my question.
No.
Okay. Why?
Thank you.
It's not here.
He's not here.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This concludes our final calendar. If there is no objections, this McCalman. Yes, you're right. Yes, Representative.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady. And as we conclude the 114th General Assembly, I'd like to say what a privilege it has been to serve under your chairmanship on this committee. It has truly been a joy. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you very much. Yes, Chairman Eldridge.
I wanted to echo Representative McCalman's comments. This is a great committee. Got a good makeup, and we appreciate everything that they've done, and we appreciate the audience that's been here
Yes,
this
we
year.
appreciate our audiences, and I appreciate all my constituents up here that help us out on this committee every week. So now then, this committee will stand adjourned or is closed, subject to the call of the chair.